when you go to school, whether it's high school, college, or graduate school, plagiarism is a very, very big deal. So passing your idea off as somebody else's, passing someone else's idea off as yours is a big problem. So one of the tools that you can help to manage this process is a cite and reference management tool. There are a lot of different ones out there. I'm going to show you a product called Zotero. It is free. It works within browsers. It's super easy to use. There are, on your campus though, they may use all different other sorts of ones that are, these products get very expensive and very robust. So I'm going to show you a very simple tool. I think if you look at what we're trying to accomplish, you can apply this to other tools as well. So what are we trying to accomplish? The key goal here is every time you cite an idea or quote somebody, that you properly reference where you got that quote. So that starts very early on in the syllabus. So let's pull up the syllabus again. And so here we're back at week 3, and I've got this reading, I've got a lecture, and I've got books that I'm going to be reading out of chapter 3 right here. So it's very important to me that I have, so part of the task management thing that you just did in my homework, when you get a piece of reading, the very, very first thing I do is I put that piece of reading into my reference database so that later on I can generate a reference really easily. So let me open up what I have here. So this is a web browser, and what I have is, this is one of my books called No Pity, one of my books from one of my classes, and this is a book called Disability Studies Reader, so it has lots of different sections in it, and that'll be important later when you go to reference. And then here is the movie from the YouTube video of Dr. Paul Lombardo's YouTube video. So I've installed Zotero, and when you install Zotero, it was originally written for Firefox, but then they have a whole other, lot of other browser extensions. So I happen to, my browser, I happen to prefer Chrome. So it's very important that whenever you're looking for a reference database tool, that it works with whatever browser you're using it, because a lot of information is available on the internet, and you can just click a button and it pastes it right in. So I'm going to show you that. So this is Zotero. On the one side, on the left-hand side, I have my library, and you can see I partially organized in by weeks, but as I was moving forward, what I realized, it was so much easier to just search by someone's name. So this was the book No Pity, and there's the book No Pity. So this is my different references, and then I also have on the right-hand side all of the pertinent information for creating a bibliography note. So let me just show you how easy this is. So with No Pity, and I'll start again and how I got No Pity in this database. So I'm going to go back to my browser. I am, in this particular case, I'm going to grab the information from Amazon. So here's the No Pity book, and you can see in my browser that Zotero allows me to, it puts a little icon here and says save to Zotero. So all I have to do is click that button, and you can see how here it's saving to the database. I go back into Zotero, and you can see here I've got a brand new reference from today, the creator and the book and a link. So this is everything I need to do to recreate my reference. So let's say this is halfway through the semester and I want to quote out of this book, and I want to create a cite for the paper, and then I want to create a bibliographic reference. Let me show you how to do that. All I have to do is right click here, drop down the menu, it says create bibliography from item, and then in my particular university, because I'm in graduate school, we use the American Psychological Association 6th edition, and it's going to ask me if I want to cite it or I want to do a bibliographic entry. And so I'm going to just grab a text document here. So let's say this is the quote. This is the quote I want to now cite. So all I have to do here, I'm going to bring that off screen again, is collect cite. I don't want to save it into a document. I just want to copy it into the clipboard. I click OK. It's now copied that into the clipboard. I come back to my document. I want to paste it. I do Control V, and now I've pasted it. Now let's say I'm in my bibliography, and I want to now put the bibliographic reference in. I'm going to slide this off screen. Come back here. Right click again, create bibliography from here. Click bibliography, click OK. It's now copied that into the clipboard again, and I can right click and hit paste, or I can do Command V, and there it is, perfectly formatted bibliographic reference. So there's my site and there's my bibliography, and that's all I literally had to do. Go out to Amazon, click on the book, and create the reference, and then later on when I want to use it, do it, and then just copy and paste. Now, what's really important, and here is my key bit of information. You want to do this early on when you get the piece of writing. So when you get the piece of writing, and either when you're setting up your semester inside of my homework, or what I would do is at the beginning of every week, I would get all my writing material. I would make sure I'd sit down. It would take me 30 minutes maybe. I'd put everything in Zotero, and I knew that it was there. Later on, if I ever needed to reference, it was always there, and I never, while in the heat of writing a paper, I never had to go back and try to find and create the site again. Now I'm going to show you, to wind up, I'm going to show you a couple of other things. One was creating a site for a video. So notice here that it's a different kind of icon. It's a video icon. So this says Save to Zotero, YouTube. So I'm going to click on that button, and you're going to see here, it now saves all the pertinent information. I'm going to go back to Zotero, and you can see here there is the legacy. And if you want to see what that looks like as a bibliographic reference, here I can come in as site, copy that. I'm going to switch over to my text editor, paste that. So that's what a proper reference looks like for video. And then let's look at a proper bibliographic reference looks like. Back to my text, and I'm going to copy and paste that. So that's what that looks like, and you can see that it saved the link. Now, the other thing that's really nice about this program is, like for example, sometimes you're on a web page, you're capturing a web page, so I can come up here and I can go and I can capture like a blog post, and I can manually type one in. So I can do the title of the post, so this is post title, and sometimes I can do the author's name. Sometimes that when you're on a post, or sometimes Zotero doesn't recognize a web page and doesn't capture all the information like the author's name or an accurate date for the article. And so you can just come in here and manually, so this is first name is Jane, and then last name was Doe, and I can come in here, the blog title, I can do post title, I can copy and paste the URL, so www.url.com, and I can give it a date, and I'll give it a date of like November, I don't know, 1st, 2013 as an example. So it automatically formats my date, and that's basically all I need to do for my reference. So here it is. I've got my post title. I can copy, and I'll do the citation first. Oh, whoops. I got rid of that, my little text box thing. So, let's see. There it is. And here's my site for the thing I just created, Joe 13. And then if I come back here and I do create bibliographic reference, click OK, and paste that. And here's the URL. It was retrieved from, the date it was retrieved, everything is correct. So this is a really great tool to make sure that all of your references and all of your citations are correct. With a little bit of time, this is a huge time saver. Again, the key point here is do it at the beginning of the semester, or do it at the beginning of the week. But while you do, when you go to do your reading, make sure you add the reading into your database, so that later on, in the heat of writing your paper, you do not have to screw around with that, and writing the paper or doing the mechanics of writing the paper is super easy.